Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of the Opinions, Facts, and Stats podcast. I'm your host Tyler, and I got my good buddy Garrett here. How you doing, Garrett?
Going on, doing good. Just got out of work and just living life to the fullest.
I mean, I thought that's all you can do, right? I mean, we're busy people nowadays trying to make a living while we also try and do make a living on podcasting also. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're trying to do. But we have some things to discuss. I think right now, we had the owners meeting with all the coaches and GMs and owners,
hmm
obviously.
Yep.
And let's just say there were some interesting tidbits that we got out of that owners meeting. We everyone here knows how passionate Garrett over here is about the Patriots, about Mac Jones, and I'm sure today he will go into a nice little rant about how he feels about him.
I
But
would do it all day long if you need me to.
exactly. Now, one question I have for you here is that at the owners meeting, Robert Kraft obviously was there, and we all
Mhm.
know how Robert Kraft kind of likes to take a step back and not kind of be in the middle of all the football regiment and how things are run. That he
Yeah.
more leaves it up to Bill Belichick, obviously.
Yep.
But he did say some interesting things. He did talk about how he wants Bill to beat Don Shula's record,
hmm
but he also said he wants to win and make the
Yeah.
playoffs. So I'm gonna throw that to you now. Now, with that, I want to kind of get your opinion on what you think of what he was saying, where you kind of see him going with that, and yeah. So what do you got with that?
Oh yeah, I get where he's coming from. Obviously, Bill Belichick is the name has a lot of respect attached to it. So obviously, Robert Kraft is going to respect Bill and respect the continued success that he's going to keep trying to achieve. Um, yeah, I think that obviously I don't know. I keep hearing a lot of things in the media about the relationship between the two and how it's fizzling out and a couple other things. But I mean, they can not see eye to eye sometimes and still have respect for each other. And I think that's what you're seeing with Robert Kraft right now.
And you also need to understand too, it's been over what 20 years
Yeah,
plus
over
of those two
over.
guys together.
Yep.
Now that's a long time, and these guys are older now. Like some older people just they're grumpy, whatever you want to call it, and you know, Bill obviously might not be the most approachable guy if we want to go there with Bill.
Yeah.
So I can obviously see them have kind of butting heads a little bit, how Kraft may want one thing, but Bill wants this. And I want to get your opinion also on this part here when I say this.
Mhm.
So Bill's been coaching for a while. We all know this. We all know
Yep.
the success he had with Tom Brady and all those players back then. Do you feel like Bill Belichick is just having a hard time adapting to the new era of football, or do you think he's so set in his ways that this is what Bill is going to do and this is what is going to happen? Like, what do you think about that situation there?
I think, yeah, he's set in his old ways, but I also think that, you know, every there's always a new era of football, and Bill Belichick has always broke the mold with how things should be run. Especially in the early 2000s, throwing the ball was becoming more and more a thing. People wanted to branch out. It started becoming more physical than a more of a throwing thing. The bigger quarterbacks, the faster quarterbacks started branching out. With Mike Vick, and I mean, it started branching out all the way with Randall Cunningham was one thing,
Hmm.
and then you keep going with Dante Culpepper, and then Mike Vick, and then you keep going with these quarterbacks that are becoming more mobile, and everyone's telling coaches and GMs everything that you have to have a mobile quarterback. You have to have a guy that can do both aspects, win with his arms, win with his legs, and do everything in between. And Bill Belichick, obviously he had Tom Brady, and that's obviously a huge, huge help. But I mean, he also went 11-5 with Matt Castle. He's won games with Brian Hoyer. He's won games with Stidham. He's won games with these backup quarterbacks and these people that are not really known to move on their legs. So I think that, yeah, you can say he's stuck in his own ways, but I think that his old ways work. And I understand, last year we didn't make the playoffs. We made the playoffs the year before, and the year before that we didn't make the playoffs. So I think that, stuck in his old ways is obviously a way to is a term for it, but
And I
I
see
think
that, but
good.
I have a hard time because it's like we see all these teams, right? And I'm not going to talk about the Chiefs because they have Patrick Mahomes and
Yeah,
then Joe Burrow. They're different animals, right? I don't
yeah,
want to, but you see with Jalen Hurts, right? Perfect
mhm,
example here. I know Jalen Hurts is a runner; he can run. But what did the Eagles do for him? They got them AJ Brown. And
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
offseason is still early. We very much could make trades or whatever it may be. But when I say he's stuck in his old ways, I feel like he's so focused, which understandable, on the defense, right? And we all
Oh
know
yeah,
he's a defensive minded coach, and you've always said defenses win championships, and they do. Like, don't get me wrong, like they do. But don't you feel like with the kind of quarterback Mac Jones is, Bill should be giving him more of those weapons? And again, he might. I know he got Juju, Gasecki, and all this,
hmm
but don't you get a feeling that he kind of is, when I say he's stuck in his old way, he's not adapting to how this new era football is offense. Like it's offense. Like
yeah,
you need a big playmaker. You need that guy. Like, Mac Jones could succeed if he had the guy, right?
yeah,
And he, I don't want to say he doesn't, because again, we don't know what Juju's gonna do. We don't. We don't know what Gasecki's gonna do. We've
hmm
seen glimpses of Kendrick Bourne and what he possibly could be,
yep,
but none of them are true. Like, oh my god, like we need to cover this guy number one, right?
yeah,
And I know
correct.
that's not how Bill runs his team. I get all that. I understand all that. I think from my perspective, it's hard for me sometimes because I'm like, we saw last year. Again, the whole offense was atrocious. We know that. We don't, we all know what happened there. But I just feel like we need more with this
Yeah,
team. And you get Riley Reef, you get Anderson. Like, okay, they're nice, but the O line still was a mess.
yeah.
So like, what? I'm just having a hard time with this whole situation here, in my opinion.
I think that the biggest weapons that I mean, we can trade for DeAndre Hopkins, we can trade for Jerry Judy, we can sign Odell Beckham. I honestly believe that the biggest weapon has already been signed, and that's Bill O'Brien. I think that no matter who you put, Mac throwing the ball to, I don't think the personnel matter because the personnel that Bill Belichick is going to put in place, well, I mean, Bill Belichick puts it in place, but Bill O'Brien's going to, coach them. I think that this is a system that Bill loves to run. And I think that we have a lot of people that can run this system with the right guidance. I think that when you have 15 different people saying 15 different things, you have wide receivers and tight ends running into each other. You've
Yeah.
got third and 17 situations where we have all four receivers on the left side of the field, and the right side of the field is more open than a flea market. Like
And they're all
it
running just deep shots. They're not even
it
like.
doesn't it was like the constant shooting ourselves in the foot that happened last year. Like you could have signed Odell to that team, you could have traded for DeAndre Hopkins, you could have traded for Jerry Judy and put that on that team last year, and we still would have been dysfunctional. Like I guidance is step one.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. Everyone wants the nice piece. Everyone wants the superstar. We haven't had a superstar since
Randy Moss,
Randy
Julian
Moss. Yeah,
Edelman,
Randy Moss.
Gronk. I mean, I guess you could
Well,
say
I
Gronk,
mean,
Edelman, but
Gronk. Yeah, Gronk, and Gronk's one. But I mean, come on, Edelman's not going to be a superstar on any other team but the
no,
Patriots.
I know you're right. You
Danny
are right
Amendola
there.
is
Yes,
not. Yeah, like
yes,
these
yeah.
these are
I mean,
people.
Gronk,
Randy
Gronk.
Moss.
Yeah, Gronk would have been a superstar on another team. Randy Moss,
Absolutely.
obviously. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
get
But
that. I
but
get that. Yeah,
Edelman, Chris Hogan had 1,000-yard season on this
yeah,
team. He
yeah,
left the NFL for lacrosse like the
yeah,
year after he
yeah.
left.
You're right
So
there. No, yeah, yeah,
so we are again. It's always going to be, as long as Bill Belichick's here, it's always going to be feed our defense, put our offense in great situations to win, and then that's how we're going to win. Is our defense is not going to let all these pieces that all these offenses are getting. That our defense is not going to let them win.
yeah,
So I think that overloading our offense and not getting pieces for our defense, no matter who we get, there's teams right now that are building, especially even our own division, that their offense would overpower our offense no matter what. The
yeah,
only thing that we can do is stock up on defense. And I know we
yeah,
haven't made any
yeah,
huge splash plays, but even with what we had last year, we had a really good defense last year.
yeah.
We were
And
we were streaky at times, but we had a
yeah,
really good defense last
and
year.
I understand that. And I mean, again, I get that. And there are still plenty of free agents out there, like,
Yeah.
Marcus Peters, Rock Ya-Sin, corners who are a little more size.
Yep. Yep.
You got some more pieces out there, like Yannick Ngakoue,
Yep.
a
Yep.
pass
Yannick
rusher.
Ngakoue.
Yep. I mean, there are guys out there still. Like,
Yep.
I understand that. And I think the Patriots are waiting until the draft's over to say, okay, who do we draft? What do we get
Exactly.
now? And I get that. But
They'll
now
have
this kind of,
11 million. They'll have
yeah,
around 11 million to play with after. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
Now, this has a great conversation going right into this. Gerard Mayo, right?
Yep.
Robert Kraft praised Gerard Mayo at the owners' meeting. He was
Absolutely.
like, he didn't directly say, but he said it that Gerard Mayo is like the guy, the next guy.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to be the next guy. And you and me have had this conversation back and forth about how we both want Gerard Mayo. We both do. Like,
Absolutely.
100%. I think our timelines are a little bit different. I
Mhm.
think, you're willing to wait a little longer with Bill than I am possibly.
Mhm.
But and that's kind of why I want to get into that is we were talking about this earlier how Gerard Mayo's 37, Bill
Mhm.
Belichick 71, turning
Mhm.
72. Bill's at the end of his career. He is. Like, no matter how long he coaches, he's at the tail end of his career. We know this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you, in your opinion, do you feel like Gerard Mayo should be the guy next year? Like let me say this. If Bill comes into next year, we
Mhm.
finish 8-9, right? Say we go to
Yeah.
the draft, we get Zay Flowers, we get all these weapons, we beef up the defense, so the special teams is better, Bill O'Brien, all this, but we still miss the playoffs.
Mhm.
What happens? Because there's been plenty of talk about how if Bill doesn't have make the playoffs, is Robert Kraft going to step in? Like,
Yeah.
what's your mindset on that?
This is where you and I differ. I mean,
I know.
I think, and it's not just you. A lot of people in the media. I think a lot of people think Bill Belichick's on a really short leash, and that's blowing my mind on how Bill Belichick can be on a short leash. I mean, we went from 2004 to all the way to what 2014 from not getting a Super Bowl. I mean, we made it to the playoffs almost every year. I think we did every year almost at least.
But
But
we won on the playoffs. We won the playoffs, even if we
yeah,
did the
but
Super
what's the
Bowl.
difference? What's the difference though? What's the difference between a first round bye or first round exit of the playoffs or making it all the way to the Eastern Conference?
I
Like
mean,
it's if you're not winning the Super Bowl, you're not winning.
because
Like
you know what it
it's
is? Because you
irrelevant.
know what it is? Robert Kraft wants people to know who his team is. And I don't mean that as like they don't know who the Patriots are. But this year coming up, we're not
Mhm.
getting Sunday night football games. We're not getting Monday night games. Those are the
Mhm.
prime time games. And Robert Kraft, he wants those games. And
Yeah,
we're not getting them because we're not winning. That is what I'm trying to say about Robert Kraft. Right?
yeah,
I'm not saying he's saying Bill's a terrible coach, Bill can't do this no more, I'm all done. But Robert Kraft wants this team to be like everyone's like, oh yeah, the Patriots, Sunday night
yeah,
football. Here we go. But now they're getting all 1 o'clock games, four
yeah.
fifteen games maybe. They're not that prime time team anymore. And
Mhm.
I feel like that's what bugs Robert Kraft. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I mean,
saying? Like,
no, I completely get you. You know, it's a market. It's a market. The Patriots are a market,
yeah,
and it has to be
he
marketable. It
owns
has
the
to make
team.
money.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. It's not just winning and the players stuff like that. You got to make money, and I absolutely agree with that. I just find it really hard to move on from Bill Belichick after a year when I completely agree. The Bill Belichick experiment last year should never have happened. I don't know
Yep.
why it happened. It should never have happened. But you get Bill O'Brien, you get an offensive line coach, you're beefing up you get special teams coaches, you get everything, you beef it all up. And if Bill Belichick struggles, if the team struggles next year, I don't know why that's an immediate, we got to get rid of Bill Belichick. I would just hate if Bill Belichick did not want to retire, right? And Bill Belichick goes to another team and then possibly brings that team to the playoffs or bring that team to the Super Bowl and then Gerard Mayo here because we can't even let Mac Jones play a game where if he throws an interception, we can't let him bounce back without
Okay. But
chanting Bailey Zappi.
you say that, but then
Yeah.
how come Bill Belichick? I even have, like, I can promise you this. He
Mhm.
said when Cam Newton was here, he's the quarterback.
Yep.
When Tom Brady was here, he did say Brady was the quarterback. We all knew he was a quarterback. That was whatever. He has not once said Mac Jones is our starting quarterback. Why? Tell me why.
He
Because he
he
told Cam
also
Newton is, and Cam Newton wasn't that great, but
yep.
yet he said Cam's the guy. So what's
He
the difference
also
here?
he also said that Cam Newton was going to be the starting quarterback 2 weeks before Cam Newton was cut.
Okay,
The
that's great.
guy that
But he said it
he
though. He said
yeah,
it though.
he said, but I mean, I understand that he says. I don't know why he does the things he does. I truly don't. I truly don't. I don't know what the gripe is. Obviously, he's not too happy with Mac Jones over something. I mean, I don't. I don't get how, you saw the way that Mac Jones was passionate last year and he was
Yeah.
angry and he was frustrated, and he had every right to be. He
No,
had
he did.
every
I agree with
single
that.
right to
I
be.
agree completely with that.
So maybe
100%.
Bill Belichick is just angry about that. But again, I don't know why he's doing it. But I mean, there was years where, he didn't have to come out and say that Tom Brady was the quarterback because you knew it. And if you
Yeah.
asked if Tom Brady was the quarterback, he would make a
He would
sly
just,
remark and stuff like
yeah, he
that.
would. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's the same situation with Mac. I think that he's going to say, I'm going to put the best players available because it's true. If Mac is struggling,
Okay.
then
Okay.
Bailey deserves to get the start. But I'm telling you that I know that Mac is not going to struggle.
And I get that, and I completely agree with you. I do not think Bailey Zapp is the guy. I've watched tape, things that you told me about him, and I agree. And I agree, but I'm just having a hard time. That Bill Belichick, again, I know we'll never know what he does.
Yeah.
I know that, but he says Cam Newton's the guy. We knew
Mhm.
Cam Newton was at the end of his career. We knew it. So why is it that Cam Newton can be said, oh, he's our quarterback? But Mac Jones, right? Great rookie year,
Mhm.
right? And then second year, Bill's own doing. It was him who did this,
Mhm.
but he won't call Mac the guy. I know we'll never have a straight answer. We can go back and forth all day about this.
Yep.
I just want to know, and I know we'll never know. But
Mhm.
it's so frustrating because it's like Mac Jones is sitting there at Gillette going. So I mean, he's gonna play hard. He's gonna come out firing.
Yeah.
But it's like he's like, what do I need to do then?
This could be, he could be doing this just to light a fire under his ass.
Yeah.
He does things the way he does it. And again, I think that we all as a collective, we saw Mac Jones freak out all year last, well, not all year, but most of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He was freaking out a lot.
Mm.
And, a lot of people take that as, I don't know. I think a lot of people take that as him being a young player and he's a jerk and, he's all
Immature or
about,
whatever. Yeah.
exactly, immature. He's all about himself. But I really think that Mac Jones is one of the more mature players. I think if anybody in this league plays like somebody that used to play in like the 80s and 90s or the early 2000s, I think it's Mac Jones. I
Yeah.
think from Mac Jones that you even heard it from Alabama days where he was giving it to freaking Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm. And
So I
Nick
think
Saban's like Bill. So
exactly. So I think if anything, Bill knows that tough love is going to get Mac Jones to be a superstar.
But you know what's funny? One thing that Bill even said that people are saying that the reason that they're pushing Zappy is that Zappy pushes Mac to be a better leader.
Yeah.
That there are reports that they want Mac to be the better leader.
Yeah.
Now that can entail so many different things, right? Not even just like his passion, but just him as that leader everyone looks up to, right?
Well,
And that's where I'm kind of like in that middle zone, being like, okay, you want to make Bailey Zappi push Mac, which that's what you want in general on a team. The
yeah.
guys that push guys. Okay, so like with Mac now being like, well, Zappy's gonna push me, but Zappy's also behind me. Like he started, and Mac and Bill love Zappy, so
yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's a double-edged sword because I think that Mac he's already a captain. He was voted a captain after his rookie year,
yeah,
and the way he was in the locker room, and he was well respected. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Mac Jones last year was saying things that everyone thought, but everyone else thought they'd be in a lot more trouble if they did instead of Mac.
yeah, I
I
can see
think
it.
Mac Jones he was the voice of reason through the team. I think that's why he's still respected. You see all these players, that still respect him. They're saying that he's a leader in the locker room. And I think it's because he said what everyone wants to say. He did what everyone was thinking. So, I think there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but I guarantee you that I think that this is something that Bill's doing to try to get Mac to an even better level than he was his rookie year.
Okay, then let me ask you this:
Good.
what is Mac Jones' ceiling?
I don't know his ceiling. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you see some games where he not that he struggles to throw the ball, but
Okay,
he's like good.
but let me put you. Let me say this instead.
Good.
Will he ever be in a tier of Joe Burrow and Mahomes and all those guys?
Maybe not, but that doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. That
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
mean he
But
can't win
is he in
games.
the Kirk Cousins? Is he in the Jimmy Garoppolo, the Brock Purdy, like the that second tier? Is that where he
He's
is?
there right now. Absolutely, he's there right now. Do I think he can be in the top 10 quarterbacks? Absolutely, I think he can, just from his mind alone.
Yeah.
You see the plays that he's calling and what he's calling in the thing and the audibles he's making. There's some times where the ball comes out of his hand a little weird when it comes to the offensive line. If we can get this offensive line to be, if he can get an even 1 second more a
Yeah, I know.
snap, 1 second more a
That's what we
snap.
always say. Yep.
Yeah, if he can get 1 second more a snap, the ball is going to come out so much more accurate. I feel like once he feels a little rushed, it feels like the ball comes out a little second too early out of his throwing rotation.
You say that, but then we signed Riley Reef and Anderson.
Yeah, no,
like,
but that's those are veterans. Those are people that can come
yeah.
off the bench, and we're not getting people like Connor
But I
McDermott from
but
the
I
practice
watched Riley
squad.
Reef. I watched his tape, Riley Reef. If a speed
Yeah,
rusher goes against him, he gets burned because he's slow.
yeah. Well,
So
again, I don't think
Max
those
gonna get
are.
demolished.
I don't think those are, I don't think they're band-aids. I think they're backup plans. I think that Bill is going to go into this draft and maybe he doesn't drop one in the first round or something like that. But who knows? Bill might go with a tackle the first round if someone drops.
Yeah.
If this quarterback controversy thing where there's 5 quarterbacks are going and, if this is going to be 2020 all over again and 5
I know.
quarterbacks are going and all this,
Yeah.
an offensive tackle might fall right in our lap. So
Yeah,
I don't think that Reef is the answer. I think he's an answer to the question, do we have depth on the offensive line? Because we didn't have that last year.
No, we didn't.
Once
I agree with that,
Isaiah
yeah.
Wynn went down, once Cannon went down, once all these people started going down, we had nothing.
Yeah.
We got
now
Connor
you look at it.
McDermott.
Yeah.
Connor
Go ahead,
McDermott, who played a great role.
He did at the end of the year.
Squad.
He did. I give him props. He did.
Yeah. But again, coming off the practice squad, we shouldn't have to rely on practice squad. There was so much injuries. So these pieces that we're getting, the Reef, the Anderson, all these pieces, they're backups. They're going to be, if something goes down, Bill Belichick likes quick and immediate responses.
But what if Reef is the starter?
Well, he's got to prove himself. If he proves that he can be the starter, if he plays his ass off, he can. And and he had problem with speed rushers off the edge and stuff like that. I don't know. That's something that Bill's going to have to take on. Maybe we get another a better blocking tight end in the draft. A Darnell Washington per se.
Oh,
that's
don't go there, man.
Hit.
Don't go there, dude. That's my
Just
guy.
Saying, someone that can drop a block real quick on the right side and give Reef some time to actually react to the speed.
You know what's funny? It's gonna happen. Knowing Bill Belichick, he's gonna sit here and go, "Oh my god, a blocking tight end, like
a 6'7",
270 pound, yeah, like
ran a 4.6,
yeah, like like we all sit here and go, well, we don't need a tight end like that early. I feel like Bill's gonna look at this going, Hunter Henry gets like your free agents next year, right?
Yeah.
If you just use Darnell Washington as your blocking tight end, which I'm sure he'll have some receiving moments too. But I'm saying then he develops and becomes the guy next year. I see that in Bill's mind. I just see Bill doing that. We're all gonna sit there on the draft night and go and be like, "What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?" We're gonna see Darnell Washington. We're gonna be like, "Huh?"
No,
we're going to. I'm telling you.
If we trade back from 14, in my head, I'm like Darnell Washington. Like that's 100%. What I'm gonna say. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm gonna feel like, and I'm gonna be disappointed if we don't.
I know. But you and me are gonna be sitting there going like, "Oh my god, they traded back," and then we're gonna see like I don't know, like a guard or something. I don't know, whatever, and we're gonna be like, "Okay, yeah, that happened."
Well, and another thing too. Another thing too is that last year is that like our offensive line scheme was so simplified. It was it was stupid. It was stupid. Like it wasn't. There was no complexity to it. There was nothing. It was literally just 5 people dropping back. There was no pulling the guard. Pulling the guard from left. Getting the center to the right. No right tackle dropping. Nothing. It was simple. It was just. It was dummied down because
we couldn't even do that. And we couldn't even
do that. Exactly. We couldn't even do that correctly. So, I think that, there's obviously still moves that we have to do, and it's still really early. It's only March. Well, it's after, oh my God, it's April.
Yeah, it's April.
It's only April.
It's April. The draft is soon. The draft's coming. So
I can't wait, man. But again, it's still early.
It is.
Mac, I love Mac, and I think that Mac is going to be a great player in this league. And I don't think he needs weapons more than he just needs, to know what he's doing. He needs guidance. He needs someone that he can talk to and someone that he can feel. And that's why you hear reports of him reaching out to people outside of the organization, just being like, I don't know I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
He just,
Now,
if he can
yeah,
get a good leader, if he can get someone in his ear, Bill Belichick shouldn't have been on the offense last year.
no, I know.
Um, oh my God, what's his
Joe
name?
Judge,
Joe Judge shouldn't have been on the offense last year.
not Patricia.
Matt Patricia should have been on the offense this year.
And
They-
this,
they
and
should-
everyone, this is why I'm here.
yeah, yeah, you're just here because I can't remember names. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
that's it. Nothing.
But
No.
it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. And it was a horrible situation. And I'm just tired of the. It's like we can say, oh well, I don't know why we can all see with our own eyes the offensive struggles that we had when it came to coaching, when it came to everything. Yet, for some reason, we can't put coaching, Mac Jones. They're like separated pieces.
Yeah,
Like we can't combine them and realize that maybe Mac Jones struggled because of our offensive coaching struggle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, oh my God, the coaching was horrible last year, but so was Mac Jones. And it's like, well, don't you think that maybe Mac Jones was a product of the coaching? No, that blows people's minds. Like no one wants to say that, oh yeah, maybe Mac Jones was bad because he didn't have an offensive coordinator.
But let me ask you this though, and this is one question I just want to ask you. If they come into this year and Mac Jones, they have the weapons, they have the coaching, he has everything, and he struggles.
Yep.
And we know next year they have to do his 5th-year option.
Yep.
What do you do?
I think you don't pick it up. He has to. Again, you're putting him in. I'm not saying this year with Bill O'Brien. I'm not expecting him to put up 35 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Okay, but good question. Then what's realistic for him? Like with Bill O'Brien, realistically, what would be a good year for Mac Jones to prove to Bill Belichick that he can be the guy, even if we don't win the playoffs? But Mac Jones has a good year. What is a good year for Mac Jones to prove to Bill he's the guy?
Well, rookie year, he was 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 3,800 passing yards, 68 point something completion percentage.
I think 68.5. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So the completion percentage, that's an awesome stat to have. That's not something that I don't need that per se.
I don't.
Obviously, do I want it in the 50s? No.
No.
But if he was at 62. 61, 62.
I mean, that's where Josh Allen is. And again, I know Allen's a different breed. I get it. But I'm just saying, like,
but again, it's taking risks. It's taking risks.
Yeah.
I want him to see more risks. So if he comes into this year, plays all 17 games with Bill O'Brien, we get some pieces for him. Maybe we draft Zay Flowers. Maybe we draft Jackson Smith, the Jigma. Maybe we draft a piece for him and stuff like that early. A couple pieces later, trade for something. Everything on paper looks amazing, and what I'm expecting out of him, it would be a good year, good to / great year for me if he could get 28 to 29 touchdowns.
Okay.
I would say 15 max interceptions.
Okay.
And about 4,200 yards.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be a clear upgrade from year 2, and it's an upgrade from year 1.
But do you think we're going to be more with Bill O'Brien now? Are we going to be still that? Are we going to still be that run first team?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
100%. Absolutely. We will always be a run first team with Bill Belichick. It doesn't matter who's our offensive coordinator. We will never be a 5 wide 1st and 10. I just don't see it happening, especially when we got pieces like Ramondre Stevenson. I really, really like James Robinson. I just really hope he's healthy. I really like the piece.
Yeah, you say that, but again, don't be surprised if he gets cut because his contract isn't that much of a guaranteed. Like it's not I'm just saying, like don't be sitting here going
the only way
on the team.
Only way I can see him getting cut is if his injury is still lingering and he can't play.
Yeah.
Bill's not gonna put into it. Like if he can't play this year, Bill will cut him and then try again next year when he is.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I agree.
Bill's not gonna keep that roster spot.
No,
maybe Bill IRs him. Maybe he uses the IR spot on him.
Yeah, but again, it's so little guaranteed money that cutting him wouldn't do anything to your cap at all. It wouldn't.
So if he can't play this year, that's where I would see him being dropped. But I don't see.
But what if Pierre Strong comes in strong? Like training camp, he is like the guy.
Yeah.
Then what do you do? If James Robinson's like, he is playing decent, he's good, but Pierre Strong is like dominating. What happens there?
I think you still need James Robinson. I said maybe he takes a back seat to Pierre Strong, and Pierre Strong comes out and is more of our passer back, and he becomes the James White role, because
Yeah.
I don't think James Robinson would have been the James White role anyway.
I know people are
I
talking
think
about how he's a great catcher, but I'm like,
he is.
he is,
No,
but
he
he's not.
he is. He is a good catcher. He is a good catcher, but
Yeah,
I see him more as a like
Rex
a drop
Burkhead.
your shoulder. Yeah, right, like Burkhead. Like
Yeah,
using him on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2,
yeah.
drop his shoulder, go up the middle. Make sure Stevenson's sitting on the sideline to rest.
I just think you need him, and you said it right there. Stevenson needs to rest.
Absolutely.
Like, yes, you're going to run him. He's your
Absolutely.
workhorse. I know that, but he cannot be out there on passing downs. He can't.
Nope.
I'm sorry. He can do it,
No, he
but
can.
you
He
can't
can.
have him.
He can't be catching 12 balls a game.
No, he can't. He needs to. What for him on this team? What would be ideal for him each game?
What do you mean, like rushing and
rushing attempts?
rushing?
Would you say for him?
Oh, I think he could maintain 20 20 rushes
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah.
But we need to stop him with the passing game. That's where we need help.
Yeah.
That's where we need help.
Yeah, exactly.
He's taken a lot of hits in the middle of the field and on the sideline and stuff like that. And he's a phenomenal catcher, and I want him to continue to be a catcher. But we need to the beginning of the year. We did it. The problem was we did it last year, but it just so happened that Ty Montgomery got hurt. But Ty Montgomery was being used in the passing game.
He was.
Way more
I agree.
than
I agree.
Stevenson or Damian Harris.
I do agree on that. Yeah.
We justified that, but then what happened was Montgomery goes down. Pierre Strong, they don't trust him yet. Kevin Harris is not. I don't think he can catch the ball too much. So when he went down, it just so happened that Stevenson became the ball catcher, and then it just so happened that when Harris and Stevenson were playing, Stevenson was having a little bit more yards per carry,
and
then Damian Harris gets hurt. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then. Literally, Stevenson's wearing all the hats, and now he's running 28 times a game. He's catching 10 balls a game, and dude is literally.
And no wonder he was gassed at the end of the year. I mean,
exactly.
Because also you have to also understand him too. His running style is downhill. I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, he's not a juke. He's
that
not
takes
a.
It takes a toll on your body. It does.
Yeah, he is not an east to west runner. He is a north to south. He is running straight at you. He's trying to go through you. And again, I love his play style. I love the way he plays. But yeah, we need someone that can come in here and play well behind him. I thought Damian Harris did play well, but it was just. I like the James Robinson. I like the James Robinson.
And I need to ask you this because we didn't discuss it. What do you feel about Harris going to Buffalo?
I hope. No, I'm just gonna. I want to say, I can't say. I loved him. He was very serviceable. I believe we got him for like a 5th round pick, something late.
Or
third, something like
third.
Was it a 3rd round? We got him for a 3rd round pick. We had Sony Michel. He came in, was backup. Fought for his role, became the number 1. I've always liked Damian Harris. I don't think he did it on purpose.
Just say it, bud. Just say it.
He went to a good situation where he could earn the starting job.
Come on, don't sugarcoat this, man. Don't sugarcoat it.
No,
I'm
not happy.
You're mad.
Sure, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. I don't like when anyone from the Patriots goes to an AFC East team.
Okay,
I really don't. I really don't.
You.
I really don't. I miss the days where the Raiders were trying to be the Patriots. I mean, they still are. And then the Lions.
They are, though. They got Jacoby Myers, so they literally are the Patriots.
Well, when Patricia was in the Lions and we had the Detroit Patriots over there, I miss those days. Not when everyone's
Flowers
just trying to
5 years, $90 million for that one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now that everyone's going to the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bills, that's annoying. But I mean, we just did the same thing getting Gesicki. So
I know. I do want to jump around here quick. I know we're jumping around a lot, but I just want to get your opinion on all these receivers going to the Jets.
Okay.
Because
I think it's hysterical.
We're not going to talk a lot about it, but I just want to get your quick opinion on with this Jets team. We all know they're going to get Rodgers. I don't care what anyone says. They're going to get Rodgers. It's going to happen. Yeah. If it happens now or 3 weeks from now, it's going to happen. But dude, you have who's on this team now? I can't even name them all. Alan Lazard, right?
Yeah. I can name them.
Corey Davis. Yeah, go ahead. Name them all. Yeah.
Yeah. Alan Lazard, Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, Garrett Wilson, McCole Hardman, and then they have
maybe Odell.
Yeah, possibly Odell. I hope they sign Odell. I hope they sign. I hope Randy Moss comes back. I hope they sign him.
T.O.'s
in the Arena Football League.
Dude, this is crazy. Like, what is like? I know the Jets want to win. I know
you're
this.
going. There's it's so funny because there Elijah Moore was complaining and crying last year that he wasn't
Yeah.
getting the ball thrown to him, and
We did
obviously
get
they traded
traded.
him. They
Yeah.
traded him,
We should have traded
but
for him, but hey, neither here nor
we
there.
we
Whatever.
absolutely should have traded. We absolutely should
I'm
have
not.
traded for him.
But
I like
whatever.
Elijah Moore a
Yeah.
lot. We should have traded for him. I absolutely agree with you. But
yeah.
I don't think that Elijah Moore. I think there was other people that shared that sentiment and just didn't come out with it. But Garrett Wilson was also getting fed. Corey Davis was kind of getting fed. So you're going to get Aaron Rodgers, right? Who is notorious for finding a receiver and then just feeding that receiver who he's comfortable
I know.
with.
And
he's
Alan Lazard.
also notorious for not working well with younger receivers. So they get McCole Hardman, who's older, but he doesn't really have a
26, 27, but yeah.
Yeah, he's a little older. Doesn't have really a repertoire with Aaron Rodgers. They get Alan Lazard, who is Aaron Rodgers' best friend in Green Bay last year. I just feel like there's going to be so many problems, and then there's talks of Ezekiel Elliott coming.
Oh,
and they already
God.
They've
Brees
already
Hall and Michael
they've already
Carter.
got Brees Hall, Michael Carter, Zonovan Knight went off last year. He played really well when they were both injured. There's gonna have there's so many positions that they need to upgrade, and they're just trying to make Aaron Rodgers.
Line.
Yep. They're just trying to make Aaron Rodgers happy, and they just want to get.
They have no O line.
No.
Aaron Rodgers will get killed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's honestly funny. I'm telling you right now, write it down. By week 5, something's going to come out where there's rumblings in the Jets organization where people aren't happy.
Yeah.
It's either going to be that or they're going to go 5-0 by week 5.
I mean, true. Yeah.
I think they're going to go 2-3. They're going to win the first 2. They're going to start imploding, and then there's going to be Robert Sala's coming out being like there's nothing going on in my locker room. This is hearsay.
Well, again, we'll all sit here and go on paper. Yeah, they have a lot of talent. We'll say that. Yeah, paper, Absolutely. They got talent. When Aaron Rodgers comes, we'll all sit here before the game start. Oh yeah, they got so much talent there. I'm
trying to buy Patriots Jets tickets right now, dude. They're not selling them.
Yeah, no,
you can't buy them once they come out. I'm trying to get me some slice in that. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers.
Good luck. You might be paying about $10,000, but hey, have fun with that one.
I mean, I paid a lot of money for Patriots Bucks. I'll tell you that. I paid a lot of money for that.
But I'm just saying, this Jets team, they want to win. We see it. We know it. They want to win. They haven't been to the playoffs in a long time. Won the playoffs or whatever in a while. So we get it. I know why they're doing it. I'm not sitting here going oh, why are you doing it? I know why. I'm not. Yeah. I see. I have eyes. I see it. And you get Aaron Rodgers, who you and we discussed this because I made a trade in our fantasy dynasty for Aaron Rodgers. So we all know he's still capable of doing great things. I'm not going to sit here and deny that.
My gripe is not against Aaron Rodgers as a player. I mean, again, I don't really care for him as a person, but as a player, Aaron Rodgers, I've said it before, I think Aaron Rodgers is the second best regular season quarterback of all time. I think he's the second best regular season quarterback of all time, behind Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, in my opinion, is the greatest regular season quarterback of all time.
I agree completely.
And then it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So again, that I respect him as a player and his ability, the way he plays the game. It's a lot of people, the game is a job to them. It really looks like it's a game to Aaron Rodgers. It just looks like he's out there. He just
on the playground, just running around.
Exactly. It's literally like he's playing against JV people. The way he can just throw the ball, the way he just knows where it's going, the way he places it. He's phenomenal. But doesn't work well with other people most of the time. So
he doesn't.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So Garrett Wilson, exactly. He was the number 1 guy last year. He was, and he's very talented. Yeah. He should be the number 1 guy in general.
Yeah. Now, if he falls in the depth chart, how is he going to feel? Corey Davis might be non-existent this year because
I think he.
I told you the wide receivers, but we didn't even talk about how Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah are there too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They have 2 tight ends. They have 2 good tight ends. Then they have running backs that can catch the ball. Someone is going to drop. It is. There's no way that 7 people can have.
Remember last year, Denzel Mims wanted to get traded.
Exactly, and he is Denzel Mims. You're out of there, dude.
Yeah, you're not even getting the ball once.
You're
Like,
gonna be on the bench asking what type of Gatorade they got. Like that's what you're gonna be,
100%.
unfortunately.
No, it's true. It's so true though, because your starters are going to be, again, I'm not taking Odell yet. We'll see what happens there, but Al Lazard is going to be number one. I'm sorry.
He
I
has
hate
to be.
saying it. I
He's
think
Aaron
Wilson.
Rodgers' best
I
friend.
think Garrett Wilson's more talented. He's a better player, but it's Al Lazard and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Realistically, Wilson will be number two. He should be. I
Should
mean,
be.
he should be. We'll see.
Should be. Yep.
Number three will probably McCall Hardman.
Yep.
Like if we're talking receivers here.
Yeah.
So those are your top three.
Yeah.
And then you have Brees Hall, you said, Michael Carter, Uzama, Conklin. Yeah.
There's so many places.
Like,
There's so many places to go with the ball. It's like Patriots with the Bucks, where you literally saw people like Russell Gage like in the back burners because there was just too many people on the field. There's too many people. There's too many people. Like Brady is a great distributor with the ball, but there's just so much going on. So much.
Yeah, and you're going to give it to you guys you trust. That's the way it is.
Exactly.
And Aaron Rodgers is again, he's a lot like Brady in that sense. He is.
Yeah.
That he's going to throw to the guy he trusts the most, and that's
Alan
Lazard.
I'm pretty sure Romeo Dubs got put in the doghouse last year, or someone got put in the doghouse last year because they dropped an easy touchdown.
It was Dubs. It was. Yeah. He did have a good year. He did. Like, I think Christian Watson, but I know.
Aaron Rodgers is that he's that type of guy where it's and he'll go right in the interview that same day and be like, we gotta make sure we're catching the ball.
Yeah.
Like now, only throw it so good.
Exactly. And now, I want to quickly just talk about one quick thing here. It's about another quarterback, and we all know who it is. My opinion,
Ryan Tannehill.
Exactly, Ryan Tannehill. But honestly, Lamar Jackson.
Okay. You want me to go into a rant? I'll go into a rant if you want.
No, we don't need to go into a rant. We have some other things to talk about quick too. But Robert Kraft did say he talked to Meek Mills that Lamar Jackson wanted to come here. Mm-hmm. Now, I only want to talk about one thing, and that is Asante Samuel coming out and saying that do not go to New England. Do not play for Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on that one?
I'm glad he said it. Because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I love Lamar. I like Lamar a lot. I can't say that enough because I think everyone thinks I hate Lamar. I promise you I do not. He is not going to be a great Patriots quarterback. He's just not. There's the things that he's asking for, the things that he wants, has never been a thing that the Patriots have ever done. And that's not even just Bill Belichick. That's just Patriots. That's even before Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
I mean, we signed Drew Bledsoe to the biggest contract ever at that time in the 2000. It was like a 10-year, $103 million. And I think like 25 of it was guaranteed or 30 of it. Like I think Tom Brady, I don't remember, I don't want to say the wrong number, but Tom Brady's whole lifetime in the New England Patriots, I think he only made like $225 million.
Oh, is that it? Is that it? That's it?
Yeah, but that's $225 million over 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
Lamar wants 250 fully guaranteed
right now
over a certain, who knows, 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
It does. You can't sustain it.
No.
If this guy, and again, you get the MVP argument. Okay, he was an MVP 3 years ago. 38-year-old Aaron Rodgers is more recently an MVP than Lamar Jackson.
I know.
That's not an argument. Cam Newton was an MVP and he's sitting at home right now. Why don't we? If we're just going for MVPs, Cam Newton.
I know, right? Job. Yeah, for real. Honestly,
no, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I don't understand.
You know what's happening? Lamar Jackson is going down the path of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And let me emphasize that one thing here. Cam Newton was a big guy. We all know how big he was. He was super athletic. We all know that. Yeah. But what happened when he ran so much? And again, it's kind of like Josh Allen too. It is. They're all kind of tied together. Yeah. What happens when you run that much? What happens
I'm gonna be
when you take that many hits?
Obviously, injuries. But I'm going to be honest with you. The big injury that happened to Cam Newton was throwing, and he was in the pocket. But again, after you take so many injuries, it doesn't matter where you get hit.
No.
Your body is like in a rubber band. The more you keep pulling that freaking
it's going to snap.
it's gonna snap. It gets
Yeah.
worn and torn,
Uh-huh.
and I'm so sorry. And I love Lamar Jackson, but he's not a pocket passer. I'm so sorry. It's the same thing with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, when he could move in and outside the pocket and get outside the pocket, he was dynamite. The way he
Yeah.
could throw the ball, it looked
Yeah.
like he could be a pocket passer because defensive lines and linebackers didn't know if he was going to
Contain
leave the
them.
pocket or
Yeah.
not. They couldn't
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Once now everyone knows that Russell Wilson's not running anywhere, he's easily containable.
Yeah.
They're sending linebackers back. He can't make the throws. He's struggling. I'm sorry. If this was Lamar Jackson coming off an MVP last year, 20, and he played all 17 games and he was MVP, dude, I would be on that train all day long. I'd say, you know what? Even with Mac Jones, even if Mac Jones had a good year, he can't offer what Lamar
So
can.
you're telling me if Lamar played, like you just said, played every game every season,
Yeah,
was healthy every year, you would take
yeah,
him more now.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no doubt about how talented Lamar Jackson is.
Yeah.
He is
Okay.
undoubtedly one of the best rushing quarterbacks we've ever seen. I don't even with Michael Vick. I don't even know if I've seen this speed before. He
Yeah.
runs. He runs like a track star. The way he
Yeah.
runs with the ball, it's phenomenal. Again, he
Yeah.
can throw the ball really well.
Yeah.
He is undoubtedly one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. But you cannot ask for a fully guaranteed contract
No.
or even close to being a fully guaranteed contract when you have missed 10 games in the last 2 years. And not only did you miss 10 games, you missed 10 important games. Your
And
team could have easily beat the Bengals
yeah.
last year in that playoff game. Tyler
And
Huntley struggled. Lamar Jackson, if he came in, they would have almost guaranteed would have beat
yeah.
the Bengals.
Well, and Lamar Jackson even came out and said, I talked about this, how he was like, what are you talking about? Like, if I went out there, it would be a detriment to the team. Like, if I went out and played. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he wouldn't, but like, it almost sounded like the way he was like on the sideline and doing his thing that he wasn't there for the team. He was more just like,
it was basically like I want to get myself ready for next year.
yeah,
You had a championship to win this year.
yeah,
But he wants to get himself ready for next year. And again, I am all for NFL players doing what they can to keep longevity. It's a
yeah,
shame when people have to retire early because of injuries and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
Like RG3 was electric as a football player, and just he could not stay healthy. And he's a great commentator right now, but he cannot stay healthy.
No,
So
yeah,
I
I agree.
understand that, but you cannot sit out of a game that you could have won and then talk to and then demand that you want a certain amount of money guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And then especially when the Ravens go, okay, well, we want 2 first-round picks, and then you're going to expect a team to give up 2 first-round picks and pay you a fully guaranteed contract when you weren't even there for your team. That was your team last year. He wasn't there for it. There was reports coming out when we had Jimmy Garoppolo, right? That even Julian Edelman came out and said it, that Jimmy Garoppolo sat out a game because he I don't know, his shoulder was just feeling weird, and Jacoby Brissett had to come in, I think, against Miami, and Jacoby Brissett literally had tore ligaments in his thumb.
He did, yeah.
And he came in and played the game. Played the game for Jimmy Garoppolo because he didn't want to play because he was like, oh, I'm sore. I'm still sore. I'm not 100%. Again, I'm not telling you that you have to put your body on the line, but you don't pay that person guaranteed money.
No.
You just don't pay that person guaranteed money.
And let me answer this, and this is not about Lamar, but it's about another mobile quarterback. Because I just want to, because this is a good conversation here. Sean McDermott came out and said that he loves Josh Allen, how he plays, but he also needs to be realistic that Josh Allen takes too many hits.
Absolutely.
And we talked about how Lamar, but I know they're different quarterbacks, but they're both running guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Josh Allen is more down the path of where Cam Newton was headed than Lamar is?
I think he's heading that way. Like, again, he's, when you take hits like that, you're putting your job on the line. Like, Josh Allen
He gets hit hard. Like
yeah. And Cam Newton was getting hit all the time, and he had some, he had like an ankle injury here and there and stuff like that. But it wasn't until he was going to throw the ball, got his arm hit back, his shoulder, and he never threw the ball the same way again. Any player in the NFL is susceptible to something like that. It's a shame. But I think when you run the ball with reckless abandon like Josh Allen does, because even Lamar Jackson doesn't really run at people.
No, he doesn't.
He
No, he
runs
doesn't.
around.
No.
He tries to run around them and
And then
tries to
far
run
out
them.
and a run out.
Exactly. Josh
Yeah.
Allen is trying to hurdle guys,
Yeah.
drop his shoulder into guys. But I mean, I will say that if Josh Allen ever were to stop like Russell Wilson and have to be a passer, I think he'd still be okay. I
Okay.
think he'd still be a really good passer. But it's a different beast when you have
Well, would it be a
two
detriment?
elements.
Yeah, but would it be a detriment to Josh Allen if you try to change who he is?
I mean, I think he can still throw the ball. I think he can still throw the ball well. I don't think he's going to get mad about it. I think the less hits he takes, I think the better for him. I don't think he likes taking hits, but I think he knows how talented he is. So
Yeah.
he's gonna drop his shoulder. He's one of those guys that's going to leave it all out in the field. Like Josh Allen,
He does. Yeah.
he's a football player.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this league that are they're marketing. Like
Hmm.
this is a
Hmm.
product, and he is a football
Hmm.
player. He's a
He is.
football
Yeah.
player, and
And I
again,
agree with that.
so
And you know,
so
and like
I
I
think,
said,
but I think if he were to get injured or something like that, he needed to come back and he
yeah,
needed to slow down to be a pocket passer. I still think he'd be a good enough pocket passer.
yeah.
I think he'd be okay.
And to wrap up this conversation here, Robert Kraft and reports have come out saying that Lamar he's not coming here.
Yeah,
Like, don't worry, Garrett, he's not coming, buddy. Don't worry, he's not
dude.
coming here. Okay.
Again,
So, so
I'll say it quick. I just want to say one more thing. If he wanted 10 million a year, I'd be on the Lamar Jackson train. If he again, you're talking about a guy who was an MVP 3 years ago, a guy who's missed 10 games since then, a guy who's 1-3 in the playoffs. He has 4 total touchdowns. That's passing and rushing. He has 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles in the playoffs. He has a 55 completion percentage in the playoffs. Even Mac Jones has a 65, 66 completion percentage. And even Mac Jones has the same amount of touchdowns as turnovers. So I just don't see, again, if he wanted down that money, and even if he wanted 25 a year, I could justify that. I could go to sleep at night going, you know what, 25. If he plays all 17, he's going to be phenomenal. I cannot justify draft picks 50 million a year. I can't justify anyone on our team, the Patriots, getting a fully guaranteed contract because it's not a signing bonus. He wants in fully guaranteed. That means it's on the books. That means if he goes down with a leg injury in training camp, we can't sign anyone else because we're paying
yeah,
him $50 million. It's not financially viable. It doesn't make sense personnel wise. Nothing he's going to bring to the table is going to make us that much better than what Mac Jones can already do at $2 million a year. Because now you can give Mac Jones weapons to succeed. You can spruce up the defense to succeed. You're not going to do anything with $50 million a year. Look at the team we have right now, and we only have 11 million in the cap left.
hmm, yeah. No, I agree.
We still
Yeah,
need pieces. We still need pieces, and we
yeah.
have only 11 million left. I don't want to know what we're going to have to do to get money to pay him. It just doesn't make sense in any aspect.
Yeah,
Again,
and it doesn't.
Love
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson. It's a hands down for me. And it's here's the question that you have to ask. Do you really think that Bailey Zappi is that good? Because I guarantee if you have Lamar Jackson, if something happens, Bailey Zappi is going to have to be the quarterback because we can't
yeah,
get a veteran in here because we can't afford
no,
to pay him.
yeah,
And we're just going to have to keep rotating backups off from the draft because we're not going to be able to afford a backup. We're not going to be able to afford weapons. People are going to have to take minimum salaries in order to make sure that Lamar Jackson has money, but we're going to tell them to take less. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in any aspect rather than people just think it's a shiny new toy. It's not
yeah.
a shiny new toy.
And so what that all coincides with then is it's a big year for Mac.
Big year for Mac. It's a
Big
big
year for
year for
Mac,
absolutely
and
big year for Mac.
we will wait and see what he does. And this is where it brings into the perfect conversation of Mac Jones, NFL draft. What are the Patriots gonna do? What are they gonna do, Garrett? What are they doing?
I'm excited. I don't know. I just hope it's and I like Cole Strange, but man, if they say something like Lenore Ryan or Chattanooga, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
I know,
Ooh, I'm
I
gonna fight
know, I
somebody.
know, I
I'm
know.
gonna fight someone.
Because
I just want one draft where it's someone we're expecting. And I
like Zay
get it.
Flowers.
Oh my, like there's like I get it. There's people that have worked out. We trade our first round pick back. We get another second round pick, and then we get this unknown safety from a D2 college
Yeah.
from Lenore Ryan, and then Kyle Duggar's a stud. That it happens. It happens, and Bill can find those people. But then in that same token, in the second round, we pick
Don't
Jojon
go there.
Williams,
Don't say it.
and
Oh, you
then
said it.
he's
You
supposed to
said
be
it.
the next cornerback and stuff like that. So like it
Ugh.
works out sometimes, and then it doesn't work out. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm a scout for the NFL, but god
But then,
damn,
but
Zay
then,
Flowers
Garrett,
looks good.
but then
Damn,
Garrett.
Jackson Smith-Njigba looks
Oh,
good.
I know.
Damn, Darnell Washington looks good.
Ugh.
Damn, there's some offensive tackles that look fantastic. Someone of those people are going to be there. Oh my god, damn, Joey Porter Jr. looks good.
Christian Gonzalez is who I
Damn,
want.
Christian Gonzalez looks good.
Man.
There's
Devin
so
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon from
Oh,
freaking Tennessee.
yeah,
Damn, looks good. There's so many people that look good, and guess what?
I know.
Someone's got to be there.
I know.
So
Because
Bill,
the difference is
if you want 2 through 7 to make your little chess pieces, I have
fine.
it. But come on,
Fine.
dude. If one of those people are there, just
just take them.
please.
Like,
Please.
listen, Garrett. We've talked about this over and over again. The
Oh
three
my
guys
God.
that I want, the 3 guys that I will take at 14, Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
I'm saying at 14. I'm not taking Darnell Washington at 14.
Yeah.
I'm saying at 14.
Yes.
Zay Flowers.
Yep.
Paris Johnson, the tackle from Ohio State.
Yep.
And either Christian Gonzalez or Joey Porter, or I'll say Witherspoon at 14. I think Porter you could trade back a little bit and get him, but either way, receiver, tackle, corner. Bill.
I agree. I agree with what you said. I agree with the ones you said, but I would also add Jackson Smith-Njigba. I would add him too.
Yeah,
I would add him too.
Right,
He's phenomenal route runner. I like the way he runs the ball. I would be 100% okay with getting him at 14.
But I'm just saying those 3 positions.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
if you don't leave the first round with one of those positions.
Yeah, but let's say like a defensive end that drops, or someone that someone drops that we just didn't know. Like there could be many ways. There could be many ways that Bill goes that I would still be okay with. But he has to be someone who dropped, not someone who didn't belong there.
Not someone who's going to go in the late second, early third round. I'm sorry.
Exactly. It has to be someone who's going to drop because, dude, we could have had Trent McDuffie last year.
Oh, he was so good.
Trent McDuffie played great last year. He played great.
He did. I know.
That was the pick that we gave. We gave Kansas City that pick.
I know.
There was so many different things that we could have had last year that we kept trading back. If we trade back from 14 and we get a first and say we get another third or a fourth out of it or something like that, then I want to see maybe a Darnell Washington or maybe I'm still not sold on the Quentin
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, I'm not sold on him.
I want to talk about him quickly.
Maybe a second if he's there.
I do want to bring him in there quickly because they have met with him twice. Bill Belichick was there and talking with him.
Yeah.
Now, before I give my opinion, give yours. You did watch tape on him. You saw what he does. What did you take from him?
Here's the thing. It's gonna sound like an insult. He reminds me of N'Keal Harry.
Oh,
he does, and
it
should kind of be an insult.
He said it.
He's 6'4". He's got the size.
Though. He is faster though.
He's faster, and and he doesn't look as stuck in the mud that N'Keal Harry looked coming off the line.
Yeah.
But he needs to upgrade his route tree, and then that can be taught. You can work with people on that.
Mm-hmm.
But
what was your biggest thing that?
Oh my God! It's the catching with the chest.
Yeah.
Catching with the chest. I mean, TCU. Who's the quarterback at TCU?
Is it
Duggan.
Max Duggan? Yeah.
I don't know how fast he throws. I don't know what his fastball is.
He's got a decent arm. Yeah, he's
okay.
He's
and obviously Mac Jones. He has some heat throws, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, if you're going to the team if you're going to the Chiefs or the Bills, they are going to bounce off your chest like
Yeah.
bullets to a caviar, I mean, to a lead vest, man. They're gonna
Yeah.
bounce. You cannot. You have to be able to catch with your fingers in your palms.
I
And
know.
and it's not even like it's just like he's not getting his hands there. He literally like bread basking it. Like
Yeah.
that's I never played in the high school level.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to. I just was always injured. You know, I've got frail legs.
Yeah.
It's a curse. But I went to practice before, you know, the actual practice, and I worked out with them and stuff like that. That's something that they don't even teach that anymore, because you should
Yeah.
have known that in Pop Warner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't catch with the chest. You don't bread basket. You got to catch with the hands.
And do you know what's
So
funny? What? Yeah. Go ahead.
that's a
Yeah.
thing. That's a thing that like you can teach it all day long, but like if he's just automatically going to it, like his second highlight on his thing, you see, and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then he just keeps doing. There's some
I
plays where he
know.
catches with his hands, but if they're gonna bounce off your chest,
I know.
especially
I
when
know.
you've got these quarterbacks that are throwing
So that.
heat.
Yeah. And I'll say
Joe
this.
Burrow,
Yeah. Yep.
Patrick Mahomes,
Holmes,
Josh Allen,
Herbert, all those guys. Yeah.
There are some people that throw some. Oh my God, they
Now,
throw heat.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
When you look at Johnson, just looking at him, you would think he's this. Oh my God, 6'4", 215, fast,
Yeah.
long arms. He should be like this amazing receiver, right? Receiving prospect.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, you watch the tape.
Yeah.
And he can run away from guys. He has some good long speed. He does.
Yeah. He's got some speed.
But God, I'm with you, Garrett. I'm with you, man. He does not put his hands out there. He just keeps them here. And
there's throws, right, that go above his head, and he'll reach out. There's some throws. Like he does make those plays. Like if it's at his head, if it's out of his chest. But you shouldn't, unless you're getting a punt return, your hand should never be down.
But what did I say to you yesterday? Yeah, what did I say to you yesterday about him? If you remember. If you don't, it's okay. About contested catches.
He was dropping a lot of them.
That he had as many contested catches situations as he had drops.
Yeah.
8. And everyone, people might sit there going, 8 drops. It's a whole season. No, that's a lot. Like,
it's a lot. You don't want 8 drops. You don't want 8 drops.
And also, you would think at his build, he would be like contested catches, like getting those. No, he's afraid of physicality. He is.
Yeah.
Like, you watch him, he might have some moments where he'll break some tackles and whatnot, but he's not going up for the ball. He wants to catch it like this. He wants to catch it like this.
It's like he's like, trying to be like, young Randy Moss, where it was just like, I'm going to catch the ball, I'm going to blow by him, or I'm going to blow by him and catch the ball.
Yeah.
And speed, he's got the speed, he's got size, but I mean, there's still a lot that you have to mold into him. So I just don't see him in the first round.
Why did Bill meet with him twice then?
Because I think Baby Bill thinks he's going to drop. I think Bill maybe thinks he's going to go in the second. I would be okay with him in the second round. 6'4", speed. It's not the same aspect of drafting a first round receiver. I would be okay with him getting him in the second round, or maybe.
So you're telling me if you trade back and you say Zay Flowers is dropping, but you see him dropping too, you're taking Quentin Johnson over Zay Flowers?
Oh hell no.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm saying Bill goes 14, right? Zay Flowers is there, but Christian Gonzalez is also there.
Oh.
Bill is.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Bill is going to take Christian, and you have no. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
I know.
Bill's going to take Christian.
Yeah.
So Zay is going to drop. We don't have another first round pick unless we trade back in. So I'm saying if Zay goes, Jackson Smith goes.
Jordan
Addison goes. I say if we go to the second round, maybe even if we go to the second round and we go second round, 14th pick, and he's still there and another piece is there, we have a third, right? I know we have 3/4.
3/4, 1/3.
Okay, so maybe Bill takes a third and 2/4 and moves back in the second round and picks him up or gets somebody else. But I would be okay if we got him in the second round or we made a move.
I'll mention this then. Who's your number one receiver that you would take as a Patriots coach? Number one guy.
I think it's a tie. I really,
and tell me why and explain why for both.
So Zay Flowers, you get the shifty, you get the he can play in the slot, he can play outside. I saw a lot of comparisons to like Antonio Brown. A smaller Antonio Brown. I can see it. He's fast.
He's fast.
He's like Tyreek Hill, not as fast as Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill, but he's one of those guys where he's small, he's scrappy. If you get
he
him the
is.
ball, he's going to make some plays.
Uh-huh.
Jackson Smith, I just see him as a pure route runner.
He
And
is.
and and he's not like he's a pure route runner, but I wouldn't say he's like Juju or Jacoby Myers per se.
Do you
I
know
think
who they compared him to?
you know
Jarvis Landry coming out.
I would take that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good comparison. Jarvis Landry is one of those guys that could stick a foot in the
But is that a
ground.
first round kind of receiver? That's what I'm trying to ask here because I love Jackson Smith.
Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry was a first. Jarvis Landry in the beginning was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's a good
Yeah.
comparison. Young Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
Young Jarvis Landry was phenomenal. He got his foot, the way he could stick his foot in the ground, change. I love
And
his
Jackson
route
does
running.
that. He does that. Jackson Smith. He puts his foot in the ground. He turns like he is.
Yeah.
He's
So
there.
if there's anyone that can exploit one-on-one coverage, it's someone that's a phenomenal route runner. I love his route running ability. I think.
Okay,
I
but
think,
who do you take though? Who do you take?
That's the $1 million question.
Who do you take? If you're the
who do
coach,
I
who
take?
do you take, Garrett?
That's a good question. I was sold on Jackson Smith a week and a half ago, and then you started bringing up Zay Flowers. I started watching more Zay Flowers.
Just say it, man. Say it.
I think at 14,
Come on.
I think I'm going Jackson.
Ah!
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think so. I think Zay is going to. I think Zay's going to drop a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I gotta put my input in here quick now. Oh,
Look,
okay.
dude. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Okay. A week ago, I did tell you how much I love Jackson Smith, and I still love Jackson Smith and Jake Bomb.
Yeah, I know. And then you
him.
started going Zay Flowers.
But
video.
Zay Flowers,
Oh,
dude, it just my thing about what Zay is that Zay is so quick and fast. He brings that explosion that we don't have on this team.
Can I say something? Though? And here's a big thing. And maybe this is what's swaying me, and maybe it's a judgment where I shouldn't be judging.
Okay.
But he went up against a cornerback not the season that just passed, but the year before that. And he was shut down that game. I think he had one catch.
Who, Jackson Smith or Zay?
Zay Flowers did.
Oh, okay.
We're in the same division with this cornerback.
Is it Sauce?
It's Sauce Gardner. And Sauce shut Zay down. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen every time. And maybe it was just a day. And, and I get it. Zay's coming from BC.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks have not been,
good. Not good.
No. Since Matt Ryan, you haven't
not
had
good.
Much.
No.
But I don't know, man. I just love the way that Jackson Smith runs routes. It's like when I watch Justin Jefferson highlights.
Wow.
Watching Justin. I'm not saying the same player.
Okay.
I'm the same player. Justin Jefferson does way more with contested catches.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson is the perfect circle of a wide receiver.
Yeah,
he's a great route runner. He can play inside, outside. There's not a route that Justin Jefferson isn't.
Yeah, and I think JSN is a slot. I really do. He can play outside, but I think if you're looking at Zay and him, Zay can play outside more than JSN can. Not because of the height, not because of that. I just think his explosion in Zay can do more on the outside. Where Jackson Smith, he eats in the middle of the field. He eats there. He eats. So that's not what I thought you were gonna say. I did not think you were going JSN.
No, I just think
I'm not gonna lie to you.
How about this? We'll ask the same question a week from now.
Okay.
I'll watch more Zay. I'll watch more Jackson, and then next week I'm gonna be like Jordan Addison.
Yeah, you're
baby.
Well, hey,
no.
They did meet with him twice too, Jordan Addison from USC. So
I haven't watched 1 ounce of highlights on him.
And I will quickly go on him just quickly. Jordan Addison to me he's quick, great route runner, undersized, didn't have a great combine, so it kind of has swayed his projection.
I heard his first round wasn't great.
Yeah, I think his first round still, but you might be able to get him later in the first round now, so he's kind of in the middle. To me, Jordan Addison is a how do I say this? A productive. You know what you're getting from him. He's gonna come and work every day. He's gonna give you your 5 to 6 catches a game, but he is fast. He is. I think for me, the reason I don't have him above Zay or JSN is because I just feel like Zay and JSN bring a little bit more to the table than Jordan Addison does. Like
Yeah.
Addison to me he's a very good receiver. He is. And I think
Yeah.
he's quicker than people think he is. I know the combine kind of brought it down, but I think he's still right there. But hands down, if you're looking at the tier of where I'm taking receiver, Zay, JSN first, then Addison,
Yep.
then Quentin Johnson's going down
Yeah.
there now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is. So if we leave the first round and we get either JSN, Zay Flowers, or even Addison, I will be happy. I will. I like
Well, I
Addison.
mean,
I think he's a
if
very
that's
talented receiver.
if that's what you think about, I mean, if that's what you think about Addison and say Zay and Gonzalez go and Zay goes and JSN goes, if you move back from 14 and you go to 20 and Jordan Addison's there, I think I think you can live with that.
I
I
think you
think you can
could
live
too.
with that.
I don't know if they will, but
Yeah.
I think that very much they could. I think Addison is getting a lot of shame for how his combine went, and that's going to happen. It's just the way it is.
You know who had a really bad combine?
Who?
DK Metcalf. And he dropped DK Metcalf. He ran the 40, but he had the cone drill was bad. He had a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Right. You're right. Yeah.
The only thing he had was the 40 and the bench.
Okay.
He had the 40 and the bench press. Everything
You're
else
right.
he did not look good. I mean, he had the 40 and the bench press. Besides that,
You're
he
right.
looked like a
You're right.
specimen. But there's
You're
a
right.
reason why he dropped to the third, and the Seahawks grabbed him. Because I don't know about you, but I don't know how N'Keal Harry's combine went, but shit, Bill saw something in that instead of DK Metcalf.
And AJ Brown and Tam McLaurin.
God damn, I forget that AJ and Terry were in that draft. Oh my God, that is a shame. AJ Brown is so freaking good. I love Scary Terry too, but AJ Brown is so good.
But dude, sit here and think about that. What?
I try not to.
But right now I want you to. So think about it.
It's oh my God, that is like a nightmare.
What did Bill like? Again, I don't want to get into this full
time.
Yeah,
but we did the same. We did the same thing with Sony Michel. Wasn't there like second round running backs that were like?
We could have had Lamar there. We could have took Lamar.
Well, we could have had Lamar, but there was even better running backs that were taken.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ.
I can't do it.
It's such a shame.
And this is why the draft hurts me, Garrett, as a Patriots fan.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like, Bill Belichick loves the big receivers that contested catches. There's no one bigger than DK Metcalf.
I know.
There's no one bigger than DK Metcalf in the receiving core. No one.
No, I know.
He literally is a lab experiment gone wrong.
Because no offense, there is no way, Garrett, that N'Keal Harry ran that much better of a 3-cone. I'm sorry. There's not. There can't be.
Even if he did,
I'm gonna look it up while you talk. I'm looking this up.
No, I think, dude, to be honest with you, I think his 3-cone drill was like DK's 3-cone drill was like one of the worst. I think it was like even close to like Tom Brady's. It's from what I can remember correctly. His 3-cone drill was horrible.
Really?
But it doesn't matter. You don't look at the 3-cone drill. Even when we drafted N'Keal Harry and I watched his highlights, I was like, okay. I guess this is okay.
So, N'Keal Harry didn't do a 3-cone drill.
Oh, that's what it is. You can't have a bad one if you don't do it.
He didn't do it.
But look at DK's. Look at DK's. His was really bad. From what if I remember correctly.
Really? Was it that bad?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Really? Hold on. Let's see. 1 second.
Look up
wait a second. He ran a 7.38 3-cone.
Yeah.
And now, ready for this? Watch this. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Ready? Hold on. Do you know JSN?
Yes.
So DK Metcalf ran what I say, a 7.5 or something like that, right?
So I can look it up real quick.
Yeah. Do you know what JSN ran it in, a 3-cone?
What?
I understand the different receivers. I get it. I understand. JSN ran that in 6.5.
Yeah. So
he ran JSN ran the fastest 3-cone in the combine.
Okay, you want to hear something? DK ran a 7.38 cone drill.
He ran a what?
A 7.38 cone drill.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. There's this other guy that ran a 7.2 cone drill. His name is Tom fucking Brady.
Oh, good Lord.
Tom
Okay,
Brady ran a 7.2 cone drill.
Garrett, this is what I
300.
want. But this is what I want to say though. That draft had Metcalf, Brown, McLaurin. Those are the
Yeah,
top three. I know there were
yeah,
other guys that got drafted, but those are the top three that are like really good.
yeah.
Do you trust Bill to take the receiver in this draft now?
Oh my God.
See, but Garrett, but this is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm
I
not even
think
talking. I'm not even talking DK, but AJ Brown,
no, I
McLaurin.
know.
What?
I think he has to learn from his mistakes. Like he has to. And
Okay.
and N'Keal Harry was a massive blunder. He drafted Malcolm Mitchell, and I liked Mitchell before he was injured.
I did. No, he
I
was a
like
good
Malcolm
receiver.
Mitchell.
He was fourth round too.
So
It wasn't like anything. Like he was fourth
yeah,
round, but
he can draft them. He needs to stop overthinking.
exactly.
90% of the time, the really good guys coming out of college are really good. They're
Yeah.
really good, and it's not just for show. Especially these last 5 years, 6 years,
Oh,
the receivers that are coming out and like the top three receivers have been the top three rookie receivers in the NFL.
yeah. And
So
again,
just
this
stop
draft is
overthinking.
exactly. This
Just stop
draft is a little
overthinking.
bit lower on talent wise, like compared to
Yeah,
past receiver
yeah,
drafts.
but still,
But dude, if Zay's there, just take Zay. If JSN's there, just take JSN. Don't
just
think about it. Just take them.
yeah,
And people can be like, well, if you take JSN, but you have Juju. No, you will figure it out. I promise you.
I'm telling you, there's bodies in the building.
Just take
I
them.
love the route running.
Like,
Just take them.
please.
Just take them. Just
I
take them.
can't. I
We're
can't.
gonna find some 6'5" wide receiver from
And
Wichita
I'm gonna
State.
tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. When we do our live mock draft, I guarantee you, if he's there, we're taking one of them.
100%.
Like
100%.
everyone knows this. And if they're not there, then we'll figure it out then. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying we're gonna go there. Now, that's what I'm gonna say about it because I we know how we
The draft is such a bittersweet thing every year because we
it's
get our hopes up and we're like, dude, it's gonna be N'Kobe
indeed.
Dean,
Yeah, no,
and
that
then
it's I don't even
Cole
know who it was.
Strange from
Oh yeah.
Chattanooga.
And again, I want to say one thing. I don't want to
I
bash
think
on Cole Strange.
I think Cole Strange is definitely better than N'Kobe Dean,
He
and
is
I think I don't want to bash on him too because again he's not every rookie pans out their first year.
no,
Sometimes they develop and stuff like that.
but I'm just
If
saying.
every
But
time we
there,
threw a guy under the bus
yeah,
because he
yeah,
failed, we would never know what Peyton Manning was like. The dude threw 28 interceptions his
yeah,
rookie year.
yeah,
You got to let him develop. I'm not
yeah.
saying that Cole Strange is even close to Peyton Manning. I'm just saying give the guy time to develop.
And we will, and that's fine. But we're always going to look at it and going because that was a reach. It was. I don't
It
care what
was.
anyone says.
It
Like.
was.
And if he turns out to be an All Pro, then cool, whatever. But in the moment, we're as
Yeah.
fans and as like podcasters, we're gonna say how we feel. He was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reach to
absolutely.
us. He was a
So
reach
far he's a reach.
so
So far
far,
he's a reach.
and that's what. Oh, I just want Bill just take the guy that should be there. Again, I'm not saying that you're going to take a quarterback if he's there. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
if the receiver's there, if the tackle is there, if the corner is there, just take the guy that should be taken. That's it. That's
it.
all I'm going to say. So the last quick thing that I want to just quickly end with is the Red Sox. Just very quickly, opening day started 2 days ago. The Sox took the series in Baltimore 2-1. Quickly, I'm just going to say their offense is legit. They can score a million runs. They can't pitch for crap, but they can score a lot of runs.
That's good.
So if you're looking for offense, look at the Red Sox. Again, it was the Orioles. Not great pitching. We'll see what happens when they play a better team. But all I'm going to say is right now, I like the offense. I hate the pitching. The pitching's atrocious. That's what I'm going to say there. But again, it's only been 3 games. It's a long season, but that's how I'm going to say it. So happy opening day. Glad baseball is back for me, especially. So we'll see what happens there. But so the end it, guys, is thank you so much for checking us out. It will be posted hopefully tonight. If not, we're gonna try and get it out tomorrow. So please, I will be posting on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those streaming services. So check it out. Make sure you see us. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, so that's kind of how we're gonna end that there. Got anything else to say, Garrett?
Yeah, I gotta, a while ago, I talked about having the Mac Jones Bailey Zappi video, and again, work has been crazy. I'm getting a new job and everything like that, so I'm still a little bit behind on it. I still want to make sure the product that I put out is phenomenal. This is going to be a different type of video. There's going to be highlights included, audio commentary with me in the background, and just the things that I haven't experimented with before. So before I put it out, I want to make sure that the video looks good. Another thing that I might experiment with, I'm a very avid fantasy football player. I might come out with a small talk, maybe 30 minutes a week or an hour a week or something like that, just saying where my top tiers are, what positions, stuff like that. I play dynasty football a lot more. I'm actually retiring from redraft leagues this year. I'm going to go strictly into dynasty. I'm in a couple of leagues. I really like it a lot. It's such a fun way to play dynasty, to play fantasy football. I'm not the best. Everything. I don't think anyone can be the best at fantasy football, but hopefully I can say some things that interest some people, and some people can learn a thing or two from me, and that's where we're going to go from there. So I, look forward to the Mac Jones Bailey Zappi. I will have updates and when that will come out. I just want to make sure it's a great video for
And
you
I
guys.
also, yeah, and I also want to say the last thing here is I know we've been kind of a little lax on when we've been posting. That is my fault. I had some
No,
family
it's
things that happened, and I just
yeah,
wasn't able to get it out there. But we promise we're gonna really try and get on this more. To make sure we're putting out good content. Like Garrett said, we want to make sure it's great content and that you will enjoy it. This is a passion for us. I really enjoy doing this. So again, please stay in there, hang in there with us. We're gonna get the hang of this more and more.
yeah.
We're working at it. So like I said,
We
Garrett's doing his
wanted
thing. Yeah,
we want to let everyone know, like, we love doing this, whether we have one listener or a million. Like, this is something that we are really enjoy doing. Unfortunately, life happens. There's a lot of things going on in Tyler's life. There's things that are going on in my life behind the scenes, and we are going to do our best to get more onto a schedule, to start putting out more content. But again, quality is better than quantity
hmm
in our
yeah,
opinion.
yep,
And we want to make sure that
exactly.
the things that we're putting out are things that you guys are going to want to listen to, things that you're going to, love. And so we just want to make sure that, all of our ducks in a row, but we
Yeah,
promise we want to get back on a schedule. We need to get on
mhm,
a schedule where we're posting,
yep,
consistently,
yeah.
where something that you guys can look out for,
We
the
definitely
same
want to try
time
and
every
yep.
week.
We definitely want to try and get at least 2 out a week. We really do. That's our
Yeah.
goal. I know we haven't done that, but again, that is our goal. So again,
Yeah.
guys, stay tuned, hang in there. We're getting there. We're working at it. We are passionate about this. So with that though, we're gonna say goodbye. So Garrett, great job, man, and we'll see you guys later. All right.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one.
Yeah.